Hi, hope you're very, very well. So today we're going to be counting some cups, as you can see on the screen. Now, as you can see, these are all different coloured cups. We've got this group here, and we've got another group here, which we're going to count all together. Now, as you can see, we have some stacks of cups as well. So we've got some groups, or we can call them stacks of cups as well. I'm just going to draw around them, because when we are asked to count a large number, the first thing we need to do is group some of the number first. And when we group, or when we identify how we can group some of the number, it simply makes it easier for us to count. So I have circled around some groups. Can you tell me how many cups are in each group? How many cups are in each group? Let's count them together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 cups in each group. So 10 in each group. Okay, so there's 10 in each group. But now we need to identify how many groups we have. We have one group here, one here, another group here, another two groups on this side. So 1, 2. Okay, so how many groups do we have altogether? Let's do some dots to identify how many groups. So here we go. We're going to count how many groups. We've got one group, two groups, three groups, four groups, and 5 groups. So we have 5 groups. Oh, this pen is massive. Let me just change this to make this a bit smaller. We have 10 groups. Okay, let's get rid of that. No, sorry, 5 groups. Let's get rid of that. Let's try that again. Okay, so we have, that's better. We have 5 groups. 5 groups. Now, what are we going to do? What method could we use to count how many cups are in the groups? We're going to leave these two for now. We're not going to touch these two for now. Okay, we're not going to touch these two for now. We just want to know how many cups all together are in our groups. So we've already identified that we have 10 in each group and 5 groups. We can do a simple multiplication, or we can also call it a times table. So we're going to do 10 times 5. Because if you remember, this symbol means groups of. So essentially, the sentence that we've created is 10 groups of 5. How many is 10 groups of 5? So to answer this question, we simply need to count in our tens. You ready? Here we go. Let's put some nice big dots so we don't get confused. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, so we've got 50. We've got 50 cups in our groups. 50 cups in our groups. Do we agree? But now we've also noticed that we have an extra 2 here. So we need to do 50 plus 2. 50 plus 2, because we have 50 cups in our groups and we've got another group of 2. So what's 50 plus 2? We can count on, if we put 50 in our heads, and count on another 2. So we can go 50, 51, 52. And our answer, as we've just said, is 52. Okay? So 50 plus 2 is 52. So all of these cups all together, we have 52 cups, because we simply identified how many groups we had. We counted our groups using our 10, because we knew that there are 10 in each group, and then we added on our remaining 2, which makes 52. Really good work. We're going to do another one. In fact, what I'm going to do, if I just erase, in fact, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to move this over. That will make it easier for us, okay? Let's just move this over. Okay, here we go. Right, I'm going to move this over and I'm going to erase some just to give us some more space because I don't want to get confused. That's the last thing that we need in maths, isn't it? So we're going to take some of these off. So as you can see, we are going to work on the cups in the middle of the screen. Okay, so again, we've got some groups and we've got some cups by themselves. Okay, now the first question is, how many groups do we have and how many cups are in each group? So the first question, how many groups do we have? We have 1 group of cups. We have 2 groups of cups. And we have 3 groups of cups. So we have 3 groups. 3 groups. Nice and easy. There we go. Now we need to identify how many cups are in each group. How many cups are in each group? So it's the same as before, but we always should count just in case. So how many cups in each group? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 cups in each group. In each group. Here we go. Phenomenal, fantastic. Can you remember what sum we need to do to find out how many cups are in our groups? Can you remember what we need to do? Do we need to times them? Do we need to add them? Do we need to subtract them or divide them? What do we need to do? To find out this question, because we've got the word, because we're working with groups, we can use the times. So we're simply going to do 3 times 10. 3 times 10. What is 3 times 10 or 3 groups of 10? We can count in our tens to find out. Here we go. 10, 20, 30. So our answer is 30, which is a 3 and a 0. Fantastic. Now, can you remember what we need to do? What is our last step to find out how many cups altogether? What's our last step? Our last step is to add on the remaining cups, okay? Because we only identified how many are in our groups. But now we need to find out how many altogether. So there's 1, 2, 3. There's 3 more cups. What is the sum that we need to do? If we use the biggest number first, which is always what we should do in maths, try and use the biggest number first, we can do 30 plus how many? 1, 2, 3. 30 plus 3. So how do we work that out? We can simply put 30 in our heads and add on 3. Are you ready? 30 in our heads, adding on 3. 30, 31, 32, 33. Fantastic. So our answer is 33. All of the cups, all together. We added them up. Firstly, what do we do? We counted in groups, so we grouped them. We found out how many groups we had. Then we found out how many were in each group. Then we made a sum to find out how many altogether in our groups. Then we added on our remaining cups, which was 3, and we made another sum, which was 30 plus 3, to give us our total amount of all of the cups. Absolutely fantastic work. I have another one for you. Are you ready? So here we have some straws, okay? We have some nice plastic straws. I like the colour of these straws. So we're going to use the same method, okay? Can you remember what we did first to find out how many straws we have? What did we do first? What's our first step? First, we're going to group our our straws, sorry, they're not cups, they're straws. We're going to group our straws and find out how many groups we have. That's nice and simple. Here we go. We have 1 group. We have 2 groups. We have 3 groups. And we have 4 groups. Nice and simple. We have 4 groups of, we have 4 groups of straws. So you have 4 groups. Fantastic. Nice and simple. What's the next thing that we need to do? We need to find out or identify how many straws are in each group. How many straws are in each group? Here we go. Let's count them because the groups are the same. So we just need to count 1 group to find out how many are in each group. We can count whichever group we like. We select this one. There's 1 straw, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you can see when I'm counting very slowly. I'm not rushing at all. We take our time when we're counting. And sometimes we can go back and check, and there's nothing wrong with that. So we have 10 straws in each group. So I'm going to write 10 in each group. Okay? 10 in each group. Nice and simple. Now what do we need to do? We need to create a sum to work out how many straws we have in groups. Now we're going to use these numbers here. What do we need to do? We need to do 4 groups, 4 times 10. Because remember, this times symbol means groups of. We have 4 groups of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 groups of 10. Then we need to work it out. What's 4 times 10? We can count in our tens to find out the answer. You ready? 10, 20, 30, 40. So the answer is 40. 4 and a 0. That's our answer. Fantastic. Now, what do we need to do? We know that in our groups we have 40 straws, but we also have some left over. We need to add them on, don't we? So let's find out first how many we have left over. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We have 9 straws left over. So what would our sum be? Remember to always put the largest number first. So our sum would be 40 plus 9, because we've got our 40 straws in groups and we've got 9 left over. So it's 40 plus 9. 1, 2, we can use this one as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So now we're going to simply add them all up. An easy way to add things up, especially if we've got a really big number like 40, we can simply put 40 in our heads and count on 9. You ready? Pop it in your head, pop 40 in your head, and we're going to add on 9. So 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. We have 49 straws all together. Fantastic. It gets easier when you know the method, doesn't it? We're going to do one more. So I'm just going to move that along. Okay, here we go. Now, as you can see on the screen, we're now going to count up our straws and our cups all together. So this time we're going to count, this time we're going to count cups and straws. Okay. Now, if you can remember, how many straws, when our straws were grouped, how many straws did we have? We had 10 exactly. So it's exactly the same. Yeah, 10. Okay. How many cups did we have? How many cups? When our cups were stacked or grouped, how many did we have? We had 10 as well. Fantastic. Again, we know there are 10 straws here because we've counted them already. And we also know that there are 10 stacked cups. Fantastic. Brilliant. Okay. Now we have some left over, but we're not going to count those first. The first thing we're going to do is count how many we have in our groups. So, how many groups do we have? We have 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups. So we have 4 groups. We have 4 groups. How many items are in each group? How many items in each group? We wrote it down here. Can you shout it out? We've got 10 items in each group. Brilliant. 10 items in each group. Lovely. What is the sum that we need to do to find out how many we have altogether in our groups? We can use these numbers here to remember. Is it going to be a divide? Is it going to be a subtraction? Is it going to be a times? Yeah, cool. It's going to be a times, isn't it? So we're going to do 4 times 10. The question is 4 groups of 10. What is 4 groups of 10? We're going to count in our tens to find the answer. You ready? Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40. So our answer is 40. 4 and a 0, 40. That's how many we have grouped here. Okay? But we have some left over. We also need to add them on. Don't forget. Now, each of these are just singular. So it's just one. They all just identify as one. So how many items in this circle? How many items do we have in this circle? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 items. So we need to add on 4. So our sum now becomes 40 plus 4, because we put our largest number first so we can pop it into our heads, and then we add on another 4. So let's do this sum together. What is 40 plus 4? 40 in our heads, adding on 4. Let's do this together. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. Fantastic. So altogether, we have 44 items. We have 44 items because we counted up our cups and our straws. So just a really quick recap. How do we identify when there are lots of objects and we can't do the sum in our heads? First thing we do is we break them into groups. So we might circle the groups just to help us. If we can circle them into tens, groups of tens, then that might help because we can count easily in tens, can't we? So we group them into groups of tens if possible. We know that there are 10 in each group, but then we need to do a quick sum to find out how many groups, how many items in each group. Then, if there are any left over, we add on the number that is left over. We put the largest number first in our heads, and then we add on the individual items. That's how we add really, really large numbers. Fantastic. I'll see you on the next one. And don't forget, if you had trouble counting in your tens, then go back a video because we've also got a lovely video to help you count in your tens as well. Thanks for watching. You've done really well. Bye.